The next thing or the next topic which I want to work on is to make the mass parametric. Let's say your project got settled after 1 week, and khalas, this is your design, but you want to play with the height and the width and the proportion, just like when you're putting butter paper on a scheme and you're changing the height and adding voids and modifications. You can do this manually, of course, like I just did. I can push and pull faces and edges, right? Like I did here. I can so let me switch off everything apart from the mass and lines, so I can only see masses. Okay, so I can push and pull these edges like that, and I can modify the mass. But I want to do this parametrically. Why? Because you can explore different design options. The first thing that comes to my mind, which is, what if I have a way to change the height? Instead of pulling it up and down like this, I want to allow the user to select the mass and type 35 meters to be precise. And let me switch on the floors also. So I'm going to add a dimension from this top plane, and I will dimension it to the top of this floor slab. So we'll select this dimension and add the parameter by labeling it. Let's call it height number 1 or distance number 1. I'm still inside the massing. We'll test it. مثلا we change this value to let's say 45 meters and apply. If I get an error, then I have to work on it. If I don't get an error, I continue with the work. I'm going to add another dimension. You see this edge over here? Probably, yeah, this line over here. I want to dimension this line and this floor slab. So I'm going to add a dimension from here to this line. Always make sure that you're using the correct work plane. شايفين I'm adding the dimensions on a vertical work plane because it makes sense. مش كده؟ I'm dimensioning those two parts and test it. Let's make it 25 meter. So again, why am I doing parametric design here? Is that you're doing this naturally in your mind and in Sketch. You're playing with heights, proportions. You can do it, of course, manually, but this is much faster to see the overall quality of your design. Another last parameter, for example, this face over here, I want to be able to make it bigger or smaller. Maybe this is a nice feature coming out and I want to be able to push and pull. So I'm going to add a dimension from this front face, but I can't select it. صح? I'm unable to select it because my work plane needs to be reset to be any of the horizontal work planes. هختار مثلا level 5. You remember the work plane concept? You can see the new work plane has changed to be this horizontal. So now I can pick the whole surface or plane and I dimension it to the edge of the floor slab. So this distance is like this. So the concept is to add dimensions between surfaces and then select the dimension and label it with h3 or a parameter for distance 3 and then finish the mass. So after I parameterize these geometry, I will start interactive design of masses. So if I open the schedule, so maybe you can pick the mass over here, and then you go to edit type, and for example I'll go to height number 1 and I'll make it 35 meters and apply it. So this way you can change the form by doing parametric design. مثلا height 3, which is the horizontal distance, if I make it 5 meters يقوم التاور يصير ايه أكبر.